and I'll just share the screen. So you guys can see this is the interface. When you guys launch your Lumion, you'll be seeing a screen something like this, and this is your welcome screen, and also this is your start screen. So here we have four options in the start screen. I mean in the welcome screen. So we have presets here. So these are the presets in the Lumion. So we have a different preset. This is a plain preset, and just going back again. So here we have a sunset preset. So we can also create a custom landscaping in our Lumion, and also we have a different presets also. So if you guys want to just use this preset, just get your model, import it in the landscaping, and you guys can take a render of it. Or if you want to create a custom preset, then you have to go to your plane and you have to design your landscaping however you want. So these are the presets, and here you have some examples of the Lumion files already loaded in the Photoshop. So here these are the example files. So, and third, we're going to see about the load scenes. So here, what are the recent files which you worked on the Lumion, you will be seeing here. So if you're, like if you're working something and closing your Lumion, and later if you're working, if you want to work it, open your Lumion in the third file, basically in the third tab, you'll be seeing the recently worked file. Just click on it, you will open the recently worked file in your Photoshop. Sorry, in the Lumion, you don't need to, like go and get the file. There's no option to file open and click on the file to open. Just go to the load scene and click on the recently worked file. So basically you'll be seeing all the recently worked files. So I just installed it, this Lumion version, the new laptop this is. So I just installed it on Lumion here. So I just opened this recent file. So I'll be seeing only this file here. So if you have worked like too many files or something, like so many files, you will be seeing all the recent file like this. So like here, you can just click on it to open your files, and you can also save your Lumion as a package file. So now I'm working on something, and if I want to continue the work in some other system, or I just want to give the package to someone else to work or something, you can just save the file as a package, and you can give it to some other person, or you can get it from some other person, and you can open it in your Lumion and you can start working on it. So here is the option. Click on the load scene. So you will be seeing your Lumion file as your packages like this. So you can save your files here. So click on the file save as, and whatever the work you have done, click on the save as, and you can create as a package file. So I'm just going to name it as something like this, and I'm just going to save it. And you can just go to the load scene. So basically we'll have a package like this. On the load scene, you can open give this package file to someone else for work. Give this package file. Then mute yourself. If you guys have any doubt, you guys can unmute and ask me. Okay. So here is these are the package files. Just opening this, you can open whatever the files you worked. So you can export it something like this, and you can transfer this package to any other laptop or friends, or you can share it with us, share it with your friends or anything. You can just save it something like this, and you can basically in the we have a file format of SKP, right? For the Revit, we have like a RVT, right? So for the AutoCAD, we have a DWG, right? For this Lumion, we have a file format of LS and the version of your Lumion. So I'm using Lumion 8 version, so I have a LS8. And if you guys are using Lumion 10, probably you guys will be seeing LS10. So this is the format for your Lumion. So if you guys are using 8 version, saving it in the 8 version, you can't open it in the lower versions. So you have to use the same version only to you open your package files. So that's about these things. So here in the save options, you can save your whatever the files you are working, and you can just give the title for it, and you can just save it. So if you want to export this as a package, here is the option. Click on the save as, and you can export it as a package files, and you can transfer these files however you want. You can export, you can give it to your friends, or you can get it from your friends like a package, and you can open it in your Lumion. Okay. And coming back to the first start thing, below your this start page, you have an option for computer speed, and this is really important before we start with the Lumion. So here we have something called computer speed, and I'm getting a speed of around green mark in the too slow. If you guys are getting a red mark in the too slow, then you will be facing a problem. You will be, like not, you will not get a proper smooth flow of your Lumion. So you will have some problem with the red.
थोड़ी सी मेरे को भी
Guys, can you mute yourself? I'll just put for mute. If you guys have any doubt, you guys can unmute and ask me. So I want to know like who's like who all facing this problem here. So I just want to know who all are getting red mark in this computer speed. Anyone? Who all are getting a in the
I am getting it.
you are getting it right? So who's that? Simran.
Yeah, I told you about my problem. Even I'm getting it.
If you guys are getting a red mark in your computer speed, then you guys should go to the settings. In the right hand side, in the corner, in the bottom right hand corner, you will find an option for settings. Just click on the settings and you will go to this screen here. And here in this editor quality, just set your editor quality to medium quality and editor resolution set it to 66%. So just reduce this. And if you guys are still not, like fine with workflow and everything, if you're still your Lumion is not smooth, just reduce your editor resolution. And these resolution will not affect your render quality. This is just the resolution and quality of your on-screen work, whatever you are doing, and your render quality will be 100% only if you change this also. So it's not gonna affect your render quality. This is just to, like whatever the on-screen render, basically the real-time render what we're seeing on the Lumion, right? This is just the resolution of those things. You can just reduce it and just click on the OK. So you will see a like better quality of resolution. You will not see a high quality of resolution on your on-screen, but you'll get a like a normal quality of like resolution on your screen. That's fine. But when we render it, you will get 100% quality on your Lumia. So guys, and when you are importing a SketchUp file, when you are importing a Revit file, anything or any 3D model file, you guys have to make sure in which unit you guys are importing. So if you guys are importing in the metric units, and if you guys are setting it to feet, then your Lumion, like your placement of the file in the Lumion not going to be proper, and you will not see the file only sometimes, and you will see a big size file in your Lumion. So it will be difficult for you guys to work with it, and it will be difficult for you guys to apply the texture for it, and it not gonna work. The workflow not gonna be proper if your units are not proper. So always make sure if you are exporting a file of meters, then set metric units for this Lumion. And if you guys are using a imperial units like a feet and inches and those things, set your units. So these are the things before working with the Lumion, you have to set those things. And also, if you guys have a red mark in your computer speed, turn off your if you have a high quality terrain in editor and high quality trees in editor on, switch these things off. And if you guys are seeing a computer speed more, like a green color or more than like too slow, you guys can just set your setting editor resolution to 66% or 100% also, it's fine. Editor quality to high quality, and you can also switch on your high quality editor in terrain and high quality trees in editor. So you guys can set all this to the high and you can click on OK. But if you guys are seeing red mark, set your editor resolution to 66, editor quality to medium quality, and switch off these two things. And then whatever the the units which you're going to import, set this and say OK. So this thing is first thing you have to set it before we work with the Lumia. So everything is set.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, my computer does not show this computer speed. Like I'm using Lumion 10 and it does not show this too slow, medium, recommended. It's not showing that.
You're not
Yeah,
seeing
it's
only.
with me.
I'm sorry, sir.
You're not getting this option only, like computer speed. It's not showing only. So this
No,
computer.
I'm not. It's not showing at all.
Okay, so just go to your start and just go to the planes. Just check here if you are getting a red color mark here, then your computer speed is low. Just check Just go to any of your preset in the files in the start. Just
Okay.
of your preset and open it. And here in the top left corner, if you're finding any red color line there,
I'll check and revert back to you, sir.
yeah, that's fine. Okay, so if you in the Lumion 10 version, if you guys are not seeing the computer speed there, just open the plane, basically any of your preset, and see on the top left corner, you'll be seeing this bar here. Basically, this is your quality, I mean your performance bar. And here, if you guys are seeing a red color mark, then your computer speed is low. If you're seeing a normal like a white color line, then it's fine. If you're seeing a red color, then your RAM usage, I mean your performance of your computer is less. And I will let you know guys, like in the 10 version, where you will get the option to see the computer speed. I don't know about the interface. I'll just check with the 10 version and let you know where you find this computer speed. Okay, so let's start with the Lumion. So here there are the so many presets here. So if you guys want to use this any of this preset, you can just click on this thing and you can just go to the preset. And if you just want to customize your landscaping, just click on the plane. Now we're going to make a landscaping customization like however we want. Okay. Now we have opened up plain landscaping like this. Now, once you open your Lumion plain landscaping, you will be seeing some axis, something like this. And this axis is really important when you place your model to your Lumion. So always guys, remember this, pay attention to this. This is really important. When you guys exporting, when you guys saving the model in your SketchUp or for Revit, it's actually for Revit, it's not a matter. So in the SketchUp, when you guys saving your file, always make sure your model is closer to your axis in the SketchUp. Save it in that way and save it and import it in your Lumia. So when you import it, you will get the model somewhere near your axis. So basically, this workspace, the surface, the landscape, whichever you're seeing here, there's no limit for it. When you start moving forward, you'll be going, you'll be keep going. There's no end for this. So this is infinite. There's no end for this. This is completely infinite spaces. So here you have to make sure when you're exporting a model from the SketchUp, you have to make sure you have placed a model closer to your axis. Otherwise, if you're placing your model somewhere away from your axis in the SketchUp, when you place it in the Lumion, you will not get the model near to your axis, and you will be having your model somewhere away from your axis, and it will be difficult for you guys to go and find where is your model in this space, in this infinite space. You can't like go ahead and you can't search for your model where your model is exactly in this space. So always make sure in your SketchUp when you are exporting it, always make sure your model is placed closer to your axis. Try to get the model, place it closer to your axis, save it and get it in your Lumion. So when you start placing in the Lumion, you will get it near to their axis, and it will be difficult for you guys to make a edit, and it will be easy for you guys to work with the model if you place near your axis. So this is really important. Make sure when you're exporting this from your SketchUp. And let's go with the navigation in the Lumion. So I hope you guys would have like played game in your life, like in the San Andreas, Vice City, like these the kind of the games. So basically we would have used this same gaming controls in the like in the those games also, like in the GTA Vice City and those things. Same gaming controls only, we're going to use it in our Lumion also. Yeah, Meghna, any doubt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I checked what you told me, and it's showing exactly how it's showing for you. There's no red line or red bar or anything.
Red line, you're getting it right.
It's like no, there's nothing like that. It's exactly how it is for you right now. There's no red.
Okay, no problem then. Then you can set your resolution to 100 and your editor quality to 3 stars.
Okay, sir.
You will not get any lag when you use your Lumia.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So let's come to the navigation in the Lumion. So this Lumion, we're going to use a kind of gaming navigations, like how we used for our gaming, like the gaming controls, like WASD. So these are the gaming controls. When I say gaming controls, the buttons are W, A, S, and D. And also we have two more buttons here. Q and E. So always remember this button. So I want you guys to put your left hand, so left fingers on your buttons W, A, S, D, and throughout your Lumion journey, throughout your Lumion editing works and everything, completely I want you guys to put your fingers only on your WASD and right hand on your mouse. So throughout this Lumion work, we're going to put this hands on these controls and we're going to work on it. So if you want to go forward in your Lumion, click on the W, you will be going forward. And when you click on the S, you will be coming backward. And A is to go left and D is to go right. You can also use your arrow keys to go up, front, backward, left and right. But it would be easy for you guys to use with WASD to work with the Lumion. So basically the gaming controls, one hand in your right side, right hand in your mouse buttons, and left hand in your WASD controls, basically the gaming controls. So W go front, S to go back, A to left, and D to right. And also we have two more options, Q to go up and E to come down. So just try this out. Use these buttons A, W, WASD, and also Q and E. So if you guys are already in the surface, you can go furthermore down. You can go up and then you can come down. When you are in the zero level, you can go further down. So this is the maximum you can go down in the surface. And also if you guys are holding shift when you using this navigations, you will be moving faster. So now I'm just going to use only the navigations buttons of WASD. You guys can see I'm just going forward. Now I'm going to hold shift. Now I'm going little faster. If I hold space together, I'll be moving more faster. So we have three options. Basically, one, just by using our navigation of WASD, we'll be going in some speed. So just assume this is 1x speed. And now I'm going to hold shift together and I'm going in the 2x speed. So basically double the speed. And I'm going to hold space bar together. Now I'm going to go in the 4x speed. So basically I'm going to double my speed. So shift to 2x and space to 4x. So just try this out. With any of your navigation tool, this space and the shift works. So now I'm going front, hold shift to go faster and hold space to even more faster. Now I'm going to hold A, I'm going left, hold shift to go a little faster and space to even more faster. So just try this out. When you can go, I'm just going up, space to go faster and shift to go faster and holding space bar together to go even more faster. So just try this out, all these navigations by using shift and the space. And also when you guys want to pan around, so basically the orbit, use your right mouse button, click and rotate it. So you will be seeing the orbit of your, basically from one axis, from the same axis, you will be seeing the orbit of all the around your spaces. Guys, I think you guys are using some doodle on my screen. Okay, I'm just going down. So mouse controls, now I'm going to use my right mouse click button to pan around. So basically I'm just making an orbit and I'm just rotating it. And you can also use your scroll wheels to go front and come back. Basically the scroll wheels we use for zoom in and zoom out, right? So basically this zoom in and zoom out also works in the Lumion to go front and go back. So basically by using all these controls, I'm just going to make a navigation. You guys can see it on the screen. So I'm just going front. Now I'm going to turn it around by using my right click. I'm just going to turn this space, and now I'm just going to go up by clicking Q together. I'm going up. So basically, if you guys are making this, if you guys are making a fly through video or walk through video, you guys have to, you get used to this navigation to get a proper fly through walkthrough videos. So please get used to this navigation. Start working on it. So now I'm just going front, and I'm just going to pan around. I mean orbit around, and I'm just going little up. I'm looking down and turning the orbit and showing the places. So you guys can move around and play this navigations however you want. Like basically the gaming navigations, whatever we use. So if you want to speed up, shift, and if you want to even more speed up, space. So basically I'm holding three mouse buttons together to do this navigations. If you want to go up, then Q also together. So I'll be going up. You can move your pan button to go up. So basically you're moving forward and I'm going up, come down. You can also move your mouse button to, like orbit around and like change your directions. So just try this out. You get used to this navigation. Start practicing your navigation before we, like go to the, sorry, any doubts? Anyone? Okay. Just try this out navigations, guys. So if you guys have any doubt, ask me. I want you guys to do this all navigations. First, try only with the alphabets by using W, A, S, D, Q, and E, and then use your mouse buttons like right click buttons and scroll wheel buttons. And second thing, try with holding Shift. And third thing, try all the things together by holding alphabets like WASD and also the mouse controls and also your space button. So you'll have a navigation like this. So basically, I'm just going around, I'm just coming left and I'm going up and coming down. If you want to speed up your move whole space together, so you'll be going faster. I'm going up, I'm going down, so turning around. So just get used to this. Make a practice of using your navigations. This is really important in the Lumion. So I'm just going to come back to the axis path. I think where is my axis? Okay, there's my axis. I'm just going to come back to my axis path. A little faster. So any doubts in the navigation, anyone?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
In case we lose our access point, is there any way to find it again without or do we have to search for it in the interface?
I didn't get your Vaishnavi. Can you, ask, repeat your question again?
Am I audible?
Yeah, you're audible. Yeah, tell me.
In case we lose our access point,
Okay.
is there any way, for example, if you're in say in AutoCAD or Revit, if we do zoom to fit, then you find our model if we've missed it.
Can't
Is
you?
there something like that?
No. Like
In Lumion?
far over, like how much ever far you go, you are anywhere in your space. When you turn it around, you'll be seeing your axis. Like how
Okay.
go also, you when you turn it around, somewhere you will be seeing your axis. So basically, your size of your axis will not reduce. You will be seeing the same size of axis. How much ever the far you go. So by looking at this axis, just move forward. You'll come back to your same axis point. Getting it?
So all we have to do is just orbit and pan and find it.
Or pan and see where is
In
your
case we lose.
axis and find it and move towards the axis. So the center point you're seeing on the screen, right? Just place it in the center of your
Yes.
axis and move it forward. You'll come to your center of your axis. So basically,
Okay. Thank you, sir.
we need to go. We need to go around wherever the spaces you want. There's no like option to just snap to the place or something. We have to move it around with our navigation screen wherever you want to go. Okay. So any other doubts? Anyone? Okay.
Can we
Uh-huh.
can we just change the keys?
Like shortcuts you're asking.
No, I'm asking whether we can we change the keys.
Like the buttons, you're like you can you're asking how to assign the some other buttons for your
Yeah.
navigation. I don't think you can do that in the Lumion. So we have to use our gaming controls only, WASDs. You can't
Okay.
shortcuts and all. So you can also use your arrow keys to go front and come back and everything. But it would be easy for you guys to use this WASD only for your navigation. So right side.
So I was like thinking, how about changing the space or something? Space bar to adapt to like X or F, so the so that we can
Uh,
like
no,
move around.
no, those options I don't think you have in the Lumion to change the short like keys and all to change your navigations and all. You have to use a WASD Q and E only.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Any other doubts, guys? Okay. So basically, the Lumion is to just get the model to the Lumion, apply the material for it, set the scene, set the landscape, set the weather, and render it. So five things we can do it in the Lumion, and Lumion is just for five things only. So just get your cursor to the left corner. You will be seeing these functions here. So these are the things we will be seeing on the upcoming classes. And there are the five things as I told you. One is weather, and second is the landscape, third is the applying materials to your model, and fourth is getting and placing your objects, and the last one is after applying all these things we're going to render it. So here you will be seeing a option for render. So basically whatever you're seeing your in the on screen is your build mode. So there are two modes in your Lumion. One is build mode and second is render mode. So we can do a three types of render in the Lumion. One is photo render, second is video render. So basically fly through, walkthroughs, those things are all you can do it in the Lumion. So basically photo render, video render, and third is 360-degree render. So basically VR render, you can do it in the Lumion. So these are the render options, and this is the build option, and this is the option where you can save your Lumion file. So pay attention to the cursor. So this is my render mode. Now if you guys want to click on your, if you guys want to take a photo render, just go to this render mode. So this is your option where you can set your view for your render, and you can just click on the render option to render your view. This is your photo render option. So here is the option where you can make a movie render. So basically the walkthroughs, fly throughs and all, you can make it in this render. And here we have an option for making a 360-degree VR render. So basically you can just pan around in your image and see wherever you want. You can see up on your image, you can see down in your image. I think you guys would have came across this three, VR renders and all. So basically we can do this VR render also in our Lumia. So basically we'll be having the VR glass or something. When you look around and see, we'll be seeing the spaces, right? Same thing, we can do it in your Lumion also. And if you guys are using the lower versions like 6, 7 or something, you will not have an option for VR render. You will have a VR render only in the versions of more than 8, like 8, 8.5, 9, 10, 10.5. You will be having the options of VR render. If you guys are using lesser versions, you don't have this VR render. So we can do three types of render in the Lumion: photo, video, and the VR render. And this is the option where we can build our model, apply a material to it, change the weather to it, landscaping with objects and everything in the build mode. So as I told you, there are two modes. One is build mode and one is render modes. So in the render mode, we have three things: photo render, video render, and VR. So basically panorama renders. So three renders and one build mode. Now I'm in the build mode, and if you make any changes in the build mode, and if you go to the photo, you will not. So basically I haven't applied any effect. So if I apply any effect to the build mode, and when you go to the render mode, you will not see the effect in your render mode. You have to again set all your settings for your render mode also. So basically I'm in my render mode here, and you guys can see this is the preview. Here is the place where you can set the view, and you can click on this option to get the render of this image. Basically the scene whichever we set now, by clicking on this option, you can make any types of render here. So basically the quality of render, so email size, desktop size, print size, and poster size. If you want a high quality renders, basically if you guys want to make a poster kind of print, you can go for this size. Basically for normal wallpaper of our desktop and all, we can just go for this. Basically we're going to do desktop renders only. And if you want a more high quality render, go for print. And when you go for more quality of print renders, you will take more time to get the render, and you will be like you will want uh, high graphic performance also to render your high quality posters, basically your high quality shots. Okay, let's go back. Just coming back to the build mode. So as I told you, 5 things we have to do. So 5 things we can do it in the lumion. First of all, let's start with the weather. So I'm going to start with the weather. Just click on the weather. You will be seeing some option to set your sun direction, sun angles, and types of clouds, and also the sun lighting, and also the type of the clouds. You can change it under the weather here. Now I'm just going to set the sun direction. You can't see any changes. The reason is my sun is at the top. Basically, I'm in the uh, at this height. So when I change the sun direction, you will be making an orbit at that place. So I'm just going to get the sun height little down by reducing the sun height. So I'm just going to get the sun here, and you guys can see I got a sun here. And if I want to rotate my sun, here is the option where I can rotate my sun direction here. You can rotate it. You can set the angle of your sun wherever you want, and also you can also set your type of your sky. Now I'm just going to increase this cloud type. I mean the amount of sky on the clouds here, and also I can increase and decrease the sun brightness here. And here is the option where you can change the type of your clouds. Just try this out. Just make a different sun direction and see how the sun direction and sun height works, and just increase and decrease your clouds and see how the sun brightness and the type of your clouds works in your lumion. Any doubts? Anyone?
So can you just show again where we got the sun settings?
Just get your cursor to the left corner. You will have a pop-up of all your icons here. So these are the things like these are the options we have to change your landscaping, weather, and the material of your objects, and the objects you can import it by using these functions. So basically, 4 functions are there in the Lumion. You can set your weather and landscape and applying a material and placing your object. Just get your cursor to the left corner. You will see these options. Getting it? So basically, when you come out, it will just go inside. So it will get a hide inside the left corner. Just get your cursor to the left corner. You will get all the icons on your screen.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, getting it right? Hmm, My, sir, can you quickly guide me about the installation after the class? Right now, is another instruction. Okay, Samir, I'll do it. Like after this class, just give me some half an hour something. I'll just take a break and I'll guide you to install the software. Is it okay, Samira? Okay, cool. Okay, so this is about the weathers. You can set it. So as I told you, 5 things we're going to do in the Lumion. So one is setting your weather, and second thing we're going to see it as a landscape. So we're going to do a custom landscaping for our like model. So in the Lumion, so just click on the landscaping. You will be seeing some different options here. Now let's start from the heights. So basically, with the heights, you can create a terrains, you can create a mountains, you can create a slopes, and you can create a well, like all this kind of like getting your slopes up and down. You can create a terrains. So basically, so I'm just going to take my height, click on the height. You'll be seeing the options of raise and lower and flatten, jitter, and the smooth. Now I'm just going to click on the raise. Before doing that, I'm just going to little like to the plan view, and you guys can see one round circle here. This is your brush. So whatever the circle, yellow color circle you're seeing on the screen, this is your brush. And here you have an option to increase your size of your brush, and here you have an option to increase your speed of your brush. Let's see how this speed and brush works in the Lumion. So I'm just going to click on the raise. So basically I'm going to make a mountain. So basically my landscape gonna raise wherever I'm going to click. So my size is here, something like this, and side speed is something like this. I'm just going to click on this place. You guys can see I made a raise for the landscape. I'm just going to click and move something like this. I'm just going to make a like a raise for this landscaping. If I keep clicking on the place, that place gonna keep raising something like this, and it's gonna create some mountain kind of like effect, something like this. And if you want, you can create something like this. And this is the size of your brush. And if I want to increase the speed, so basically I'm going to do it in the faster way. I'll be creating, I know, this mountains in the faster way. So if you increase your speed of your brush, basically you'll do it in the faster way. And here, if you want to increase the size of your brush, so basically you'll do it, you'll create a bigger kind of mountains by increasing the sizes. So you guys can see I've created some mountain, something like this, basically the terrain kind of views, landscaping. And as I told you, now I'm just going to use my navigation controls to go and look around my land, my like mountain path. So I'm just going to use my mouse options to go around and see. So W is to go forward, right? I'm just going to use W, and I'm going to look it around my mountain. So I'm just going to pan and orbit around my with my mouse keys, and I'm going to show this kind of view. So I'm using my mouse and also the navigation. So I'm just going forward, and by holding shift, I'm just going a little faster, and holding space, I'm just going even more faster, and turning with my mouse to look around my mountains. Okay. So now here we have an option for lower. So now we used raise to raise your landscape. Now we're going to use our lower. So basically this lower will lower your landscape. So I'm going to use this lower on the place wherever I raised to decrease the height of the places wherever I increase. So this lower also works on your plane surface. So when I click on this, you're going to be creating some well kind of like effect. So you're going to create some effect like this. Basically some like lower landscaping. So you can just make it everything lower. When you make a lower, you're not going to make it to the like a in the like surface. You're not going to make the surface of this. You're going to make it more, even more lower. When you keep clicking, you will not end at this surface. Basically you will not end at this height. You'll even be going down only when you use your lower. If you want to get it to this same height, you have to use your flatten. So here we have an option for flatten. So whatever it could be your raise or it could be your lower. If you use your flatten, it will come back to the same height. So basically, I'm just making all the raise and the lower to come back to the same height of the landscaping. So by increasing my speed, I mean the size of my brush, I can do it faster, right? So I'm just going to use my size of my brush to get back everything faster. And speed, I'm just going to increase like full. With a one click, I'm just going to fix all my landscapes. So here we have an option for jitter. So basically jitter, it gonna make your surface like a rocky area. So now I'm just going to take my jitter and the brush is something around like this and the size is something like this and I'm going to increase the brush size and I'm going to make it here. So you're going to see some, like a rocky kind of place, like more ups and downs on the rocks. So I'm going to make some uneven shapes of rocks, basically the hills part, something like this by using my jitter. So if you want to create some, like a rocky kind of surface, you can use your jitter to create this kind of effects. And after creating, again, if you want to, make it flatten, you can use this flatten. Or if you want to make this jitter like smoothen, if you don't want sharp edges of your rock, something like this, you can use your smooth to smoothen your jitters. So basically I'm just making my rocks smoother. I don't want the sharp edges, so like sharp peak for my rocks. By using the smooth, I'm just going to make it smoother. So by using this combination of all this raise and the lowers and jitter and the smooth and everything, you can create like however the landscaping you want, you can create it. And also by adjusting the brush size and adjusting the brush speed, you can do your workflow a little faster and however you want. And also here next to this, you will find some option for flatten terrain map. When you just click on it, so whatever the terrain you have created, you will just come back to the normal surface. So whatever we have created, everything is just, I mean, we deleted everything and we came back to the normal surface by just clicking on this one option. You just flatten everything. And if you guys have created some, rays like this, and if you guys some made some jitter to this, and whatever the landscaping we have done here, we can just export this terrain and we can place it wherever we want. So whatever the, like in the files, whatever the preset you are using, you can use this terrain whichever you created in the presets, or whatever the presets you are working, or whatever the landscape you are doing. So probably if I use some other, if I open some other landscape and if I do some other different types of landscape there, I can use this terrain in that landscape also. So by clicking on this save terrain map, I can save this terrain map and I can use this same terrain map in the other Lumion file also, or other preset also. And you can also load it. So if you have any terrain map already saved, you can just click on it and you can just load it here. So you'll get the terrain map on your Lumion. And also guys, and this is really important, pay attention to this. We don't have a undo option in our Lumion. So there's no option for control Z, like how we use on the SketchUp, how we use in the Revit, how we use in the, like Photoshop or something. We don't have an option for control Z here. We have only option of undo, is just this icon. And this icon will not be there like for all the moves. Sometimes you'll get this undo for some, for only for few options you'll get this undos, and you will not get this undo for completely for all your moves. Probably you just get for 2 3 undos only. I'm just going to make undo 1 2 3 4. So just for 4 moves only I got for this. Basically you'll get different, different numbers of undos in different tools. So I got some 3 undos in this paint, I mean in my height tool. If you're using some other, like the like applying a material or something, or if you are applying an object or something, you'd be getting only 1 2 undos only. So just, so whenever you're placing anything, whenever you're making something, always make sure you're doing it perfect, because we don't have undos in Lumion. Like how we go back like 20 times or 30 times in the Photoshop, how we go back some 10 to 15 times in the SketchUp. We don't have such things in the Lumion. So we'll just get some 2 3 times undo in the Lumion. but that also it differs tool to tool. So basically it differs for like for each function to functions. Just try this out, create some landscaping, use your raise, use your down, just create some landscaping, just see how it works. And guys, I want you guys to use all of your tools and use it in your landscape and see how it works. If you guys have any doubt, ask me. Use all your tools, create different kind of landscaping and see how it works, because we're gonna create this landscape and all in the upcoming classes. And when I say you guys to create a raise, you have to like go snap it to the raise, and you have to do a raise. And when I say you guys to make a jitter, and you guys should know where you will get the jitter and how to create a jitter, and how to with like which size you have to create a jitter, you guys have to know everything. Just make use of all these tools, and make use of all these things, and just see how it works and where all you get these functions and those things around.
Done, sir.
Okay, cool. So let's go to the next one. So now we have created a landscape. So basically we created a raise, we created a down, so basically the lower, and we jitter, rocky effect, and those things are all we created under the heights here. Now let's see how to add a water body on your landscaping. So basically I'm just going to create one river kind of thing in the lumion. So I'm just going to use my raise, and I'm going to you make one landscaping something like this. So basically I'm going to create a pond in the lumion. So I'm just creating a landscaping like this. Just observe to the screen what I'm doing. So you guys will know after applying a water effect over. So you guys will not get to know what I'm doing here now. So after applying a water effect, you guys will understand how the pond, like how I'm going to create a pond for this landscape. Okay, now I have made some landscaping like this, and you guys know what all to like what tool I used to create this landscape, and like where I'll get these options also. And I'm just going to give some jitter to this. So basically some jitter here, and I'm just going to make little smoothen for this edges. If I feel too much, I made a jitter. I'm just going to make little smoother to this, and I think this is fine. And I don't want this, this race at this place. I'm just going to make a flatten this place. By using this flatten, I can just flatten it, or I can just lower this part. I don't want this too much of this raise at this place. I'm going to make a flatten this. Okay, guys, I have made some landscaping something like this, and now I'm going to apply a water to this place. I'm going to use this water, take a water here, and make sure you are in the place object. Now we're going to apply a water body only for this place. I'm just going to click on the place object, make sure you are in the place object, and start clicking and dragging. So basically you will get I'll just delete it. I'll start dragging from that corner. So I'll just zoom out little, place object, click and drag. So wherever the place is highlighted, you're gonna create a water on the places. So you guys can see I created a water wherever I made a fill. So basically wherever I made a shape. So now you guys will get the options on the four corners to raise your level, and also you can stretch your water, and you can fix it however you want. So if I don't want the water at this place, I can just stretch it. I can just put it inside this. So anyway, my water will be under the landscape, and I'll not be seeing in the exterior part. So you guys can see my water level is somewhere here, but I want my water level till this brim. So basically till this part, I just want my water level. And you guys know I will get the option of increasing of height and also the stretch in all the edges of my shape, right? So I'm going to use up, hold the up and drag it upward. So you will increase the height of the water. So basically I'm just dragging it up. So I'm seeing a water level till this point. So you guys can see it. I'm just zooming it in. So W, shift and space. I'm going to use it to go little forward. And you guys can see I created a pond, something like this. Okay. Now I have created something like this, and here you guys can see a shape, like object called delete object. So if you guys want to delete it completely, this water fill, whatever you made it, just click on the delete object, and you will not, once you click, you will not delete the object. You have to go and select the object which you want to delete. So probably like if you guys would have done some 2 3 water bodies on your landscaping, so you have to manually select which water body you have to delete. So I have only one water body here. So if I have some water body, you guys can see, pay attention to the cursor. I'm just going to create one water body at that place. And if I take my delete object, I will not delete the entire whatever the water fill I have made here. I have to manually select which water body I should delete. So if you want to delete both the things, hold control, give a selection to both of the thing, and then you can delete both of the thing, or you can just click on object to delete your water bodies. And here, if you want to get it back, we don't have an option of Control Z to make a undo. We have to again make my water body to get the pond here. So now I'm just going to click on the place object. Again, I have to make a fill. And then you guys know, by using the stretch, I can reduce the size of the shape. And by using this up and down, I can increase the height of my water bodies however I want. And you guys have to use a navigation only to go front and down, up and left, everything to do a navigations.
Sir, how to delete the water?
So here, pay attention to the cursor. We have an option of delete object. Just click on the delete object. Once you click on the delete, once you click on the delete object, just just orbit around and see the water body. Somewhere you will get an option. Somewhere you will get a ball kind of object. So by this is your, like anchor point kind of thing. By using this only, we have to delete it. By using this only, we can play, like move your objects, those things and all. This is the control point basically. So you will get this control point for all your objects. So when I say object, there are so many objects in the, we'll be seeing in the next thing. So when we finish up this water body, we'll be seeing this object. So whatever the objects you place, for example, if you're placing on tree, if you're placing on car, if you're placing on bike or something, for all the objects you will have a control point to delete it, to make a move, to scale it, to make a sizing, and for everything you have to use this control point only. For even for deleting also, you have to use your control point only. By clicking on your water somewhere, you can't delete it. By using this control point only, you can do the edits. So now I'm just going to click on the delete object and click on this control point. So basically you delete the object. Getting it?
Thank you, sir.
So I'm just going to make it again. You guys know very well that there's no undo option here to get it back. And also, I'm just going to place object. I'll just place one object here. And the sizing, stretching, all you can do it. By using any of your up anchor points, you can raise your level. It doesn't mean that you will increase only that side of your elevation. So basically, you will increase the entire height of your object. So I have some placement like this. And if you want to change the type of your water, so basically I feel this water is not going with the landscape whichever I created here. This landscape looking like some like a rocky area, and this water is looking like some swimming pool water. So if I want to match with this, just change the type, and here you have an option to change the different types of water. So basically, I'm just going to give a pond waterfall. So basically, this color and the the landscape whichever we created, it's gonna match really nice, and it's gonna give the realistic feel. If you have a like water like in the ocean kind of water, it will not go with the landscape. So we have to give a proper water fill also according to your landscaping. So we have made a landscaping here. Now we can also adjust the weather to this to get the sun wherever we want. We have to set the angle. So if you want a like daylight view, just increase the sun height and set your angle however you want. So if you reduce the sun height, you will be seeing a sun at this place. So basically you will have a nice sunrise and sun dusk kind of view for your render. So basically, I'm just going to set something like this, and sun sun brightness. I'm just going to reduce something like this, and the cloud. I'm just going to change it, and I'm not seeing the sun because of the cloud there, and I'm going to reduce the sun little to see some sunlight. So we have created a landscape, and also we created a water to it. And if you are guys in the weather option, and there's no option like escape or something like in the AutoCAD or something to go out of your tool, we have to go manually click on the landscape, and then only we can come out of the weather option. So now you are in the landscape. Now again, if you want to go back to the weather, you can just click on the escape to go back from it. You have to manually go ahead and click on the weather to go to that option. So you have to keep switching to your other functions to give some effects and change your effects and everything. You have to manually go on switch on other things to change your things like this, like a weather and landscaping and objects and everything. What if we are to build an oval or round swimming pool? The water in the rectangular shape won't be fitting it right. So what can we do then? Oval or round swimming pool. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you. I didn't see the name. Harish Mita. Okay, Harish Mita. So this is the like if you want to create any water pond or something in the landscape, you can go with this kind of water. If you want to create a oval shape, some different custom shape of the swimming pool or something, we going to design that in the we're going to design it in the SketchUp, and we're going to apply a water texture to it, and we're going to have a water texture something like this. And we're not going to apply a landscape water for our swimming pool and those things. Getting it? We're going to have a different shape and everything designed in the SketchUp only. And for that texture, we're going to apply a water texture. So in the material, so here there's no like model imported, so you'll not see any material options. So if you have any like model or something, if you have designed the swimming pool, we can apply the water texture for that swimming pool. So we will see the water on the shapes whatever we created in the SketchUp. Getting it, Harishmita? Okay, cool. So guys, we created a landscape, we created a water, something like this. Now let's see how to add a ocean. So here we have just created a limited size of water here. What if you want a ocean here, and what if you want to create a beach? We can't make fill for the entire spaces, right? So basically, I want a ocean. I want a water body like completely at this. I mean, completely till the end, and I want a beach at this side, and I want a waterfall completely at this place. In this case, you can't create a go ahead and you can't create a place object entirely at this entire spaces, right? So here we have an option for oceans. Just go ahead and click on the ocean and switch on the ocean. So you will see the entire like waterfall around your lumion. So you will not see any grass fill. So basically, I have a ocean fill on the top of the grass fill. You will have a grass fill also below your oceans. So here you will have a like after turning it on, after you guys turn on the ocean, you guys will be seeing some options to control your ocean controls. Basically, you can create a wave intensity, so you'll be seeing more foams on your waves. And if you want to show like so many waves, like basically if you're showing some beach renders or something, you would have to increase your wave intensity. And turbidity is the amount of like the wind flow and the wind direction. So when you guys are designing a when you guys are doing a landscape of like a beach or something, you guys have to set your wind direction towards your beach. If your wind direction is away from your beach, then the waves is not going to come towards your beach, and it's going to go away from your beach. So you have to consider those things and all when you set these things. And this is the wind speed. If I increase my wind speed, my water waves going to be more faster. So you guys can see it, right? My wind speed is less now, so my water is stable here. And I'm increasing my wind speed, my water is going to flow faster in the rate of faster rate. And I'm going to increase the height, and you're going to submerge under the water. So now my water height is this much. So basically, I'm not seeing any water. I'm going to increase the height, and I'll increase the height of my water also. So you guys can see my height of my water is this much, and when I increase it more than like something around more than 5 or something, I'm just increasing it to 13, 15, 20, 45. I can't control to give a proper value of like 71 or 72, like a one values like I'll just say you for the instance, now you are in 1.7. If you want to create a height of 2, it's difficult for you guys to keep your like cursor button and set the value of 2 here. So when I slide it, it's just going to 5, and it's just going to 9, 13, and 17. I can't give the proper value for it. So in this case, we don't have a type option where you can give the proper value for it. We have to use our shift to give the precise values for this. So I'll move my slide like slower way, so I can give the proper height for your swimming, proper height for your water levels. Hold shift to increase your slider little slower, so you can give a correct like proper height for your objects. Just try this out. Just use your mouse button, just move it with your cursor and see how fast you are moving, and hold shift and try to move and see you will move it little slower. So I have a water at this height. I'm just going to use my shift, and I'm going to reduce it. You guys can see I'm moving it very slower if I use shift button. So basically we use shift to move faster in the navigation, right? It's inverse in this. So basically it's vice versa in this. We have to hold shift to reduce the speed of the slide bars. Okay, so here you guys can see some color of the ocean here. So the color of the ocean is blue color here. Basically, the whatever the reflection of the sky, the same color you're gonna see in the color of the ocean also, right? So basically, if you're setting the different color for your ocean, you have to set the same color, similar color for your ocean also. Your sky can't be in different color, and your ocean can't be in different color. Basically, the whatever the color you're seeing on the ocean, it's nothing but the reflection of your sky. So this color also you have to match it with your ocean. So here is the option where you can match your colors. So if you have some red color sky, you can just go to the any of your color. You can keep a color one, and you can set the color to red, and you can see the color of red color for your sky. So basically you're applying a tint color for your sky, for your ocean, and you will not change completely the color of the water. You just apply a color overlay for your ocean. And here is the option of color too. Basically by changing, these are not the different colors. So basically both are same only. It's going to give some blend effect with red color. So if I just want to give some green color blend effect with red color, I have to set it in the color too. So basically I'll have some green color touch of colors in the ocean here somewhere. So when I increase the brightness, you guys can see it. So I'm gonna have the tint of the green color touch with the red color. So by adjusting these two things, you can give two colors actually for your ocean. So basically a blend of two colors you can make it for the oceans. Just try this out. Any doubts? Anyone? Okay. Now I'm just going to make one island kind of landscaping for this at this part. Basically, I just need to raise this part to not to see this water body. I have to increase the raise for this landscaping, so I'll not see the water at this place. So basically, I'm just going to increase the size and little speed, make it little faster. These things. So I'm just making one mountain kind of effect with the basically one island. I'm just creating it here. Okay. So here I have created some island kind of thing, and I don't want too much of a mountain. I mean the terrain at this part. So I'm just going to use the smooth and also flatten to remove some raise here. So I have created some random, like the water level, the landscaping levels here. So some patch of landscaping is left out here, and some patches here, and here some, here some. So I have created something like this. Now I'm going to apply a paint here. So paint is nothing but whatever the colors or something which we use in the SketchUp or something. This is totally different. This is the texture. We can't apply it, paint in the lumion. So this paint is nothing but the textures. So just click on the paint. We'll see the different textures here. So basically the first texture is nothing but the color, basically the green color, whatever you're seeing on the screen, right? That is your this texture. If you just change this texture, you will just change entire green color, whatever you're seeing here, you'll just change entire texture for your surface. Now I just changed it to soil fill. So now I'm just going to get it something like a desert kind of fill with the ocean. So basically the beach kind of fill for my this part. Now you guys can see I changed the this option. So basically this pattern. So this is the completely, it will just entirely change the pattern. So basically it was green color, right? So it was a green color fill, right? Now I changed the green color fill to the soil fill. And if you want to make some patches on this soil, you have to change these textures and you can apply it here. So basically I have some loaded pattern here. I'm just going to click on it. I think this pattern is Europe gravel something. I'm just going to use Europe rock or something, and I'm going to apply it at this place. I'm just going to get some plan view, and I'm going to reduce some brush size and brush speed, and this is your scale of your pattern. Now I'm just going to apply the pattern. So you guys can see I'm applying a pattern. This is not the paint. They call it as a paint, but this is we are basically applying a texture at this place. So basically I'm applying a rock texture for this landscape. So you guys can just zoom in and see I'm applying a blend of water. I'm applying a blend of soil and the rock by using this texture here. And if you want to apply a different texture also is there. So we have a different textures already loaded here. So you can apply different textures, whatever we want. So I have applied a soil texture and also some rock kind of textures at this place. And you guys can see some rock effect. I mean, you're seeing some rock on my mountains, right? So here, if you don't want to see any rock, and if you just want to see the entire this fill on your entire, like raised path, just switch off this toggle rock off. So you will not see the rocks. So you will have only the raised path by applied by this pattern fill. If you want to see the rock, just click on the toggle rock on. So you'll have the rocks and also the patterns on your landscape. If you don't want to see the rock, just switch off your toggle rock off. So basically the color which we had green color, right? So basically we had the green color fill, right? So basically by changing this first one, you will change the entire fill. So I'm just going to change it as again as Thailand soil or something. So basically the beach kind of effect, I'm going to get it and toggle rock on. So I'm just getting some beach kind of effect with the island kind of effect basically. And now I'm going to get my sun somewhere at this path. So I have to go back to the weather and set the direction first. And I think my sun is in the other side. Yeah, I got my sun here. So I'm just going to make like the reflection on the water little. Brightness, I'm just going to reduce it something like this. And now I had set some view by adding a weather and adding a landscape, and I have added some paint to it. And now I'm just going to click on the render. So now we have set all these things by adding a weather, landscaping, and some paint. I mean, like height to it, water to it, ocean to it, and paint to it. Now I'm just going to the render. So I'm just going to render this view. Please pay attention to this. I'm just going to click on the photo. I'm going to make a photo render of it. Click on the photo render. Again, we have to set something on this render view. So here, always set your focal length around more than 19 to like more than 20 to 30. So our eye focal length is 35. So for this render, set some render. I mean the focal length of around 20 to 25 to get a proper perspective of your image. So I'm just going to set it around 25. So your view will be more accurate and realistic when you set your focal length as around 30 to, I mean 25 to 30. So even here you have to use your navigation controls only, WASD to go back, go front and come back, everything. We have to use these navigations only. So I'm going to set my view like this. And we'll be seeing this settings and all, like what all settings we can give it for our renders. I'll just show you guys how to give a basic render. So I made a like view like this, and to save this view I'm going to click on this camera option. So here we have a like so many storage where we can set our scenes however we want. So I made one scene by navigating, and I create one. I fixed one scene something like this, and I'm going to store this scene in my Lumia. Just go ahead and click on this camera option. Now I'm going to store this scene in my Lumia. Now, however I orbit around wherever I go it and wherever I go, so just clicking on the scene, I'll come back to the same scene in my Lumia. So I'm just going to set some different scenes for the same, like landscaping. So I'm just going to set one something like this. So one, I'm going to set it. Okay, just set something like this and click on store camera. Now, if you want to go back to the first scene, just click on the photo one. So you'll go back to the first scene, and if you want to go to the second scene, click on the first second scene. So you have a second scene on your stored on your Lumia. So now I'm going to make a basic render for this. I'm not going to add any effects. We'll be seeing these effects in the later classes. So I'm just going to click on the render, click on the render, and if you want to render all your stored views together, you have to go to your photo set and select the photos, I mean scenes, whichever you want, and you can just click on this options to create it, create the renders. Or if you just want to render the current scene, click on the render photos, and you have the current scene on your screen here. So these are the size of your renders. So basically, just go with the desktop size to get the quick and the full like quality render. I'm just going to click on the desktop. So I will ask it, it will ask me to set the name for the renders. I'm just going to set it something like this and save it. So it will take some 3 to 5 seconds to render your view. So now my render is done here. So I'm just going to open folder, and here I have my render ready. You guys can't see my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Just a minute. So this is the render I have done in my Lumion here. So please look at the quality of the render which we got. So this is in the desktop quality. So if you go for print quality, your render will be more, even more, the better. When you go for the poster quality, your render will be even more better. So the best quality you'll get it under poster quality. So I'm just going to close all this and coming back to the Lumion. Okay. So I'm just going back to the build mode. So let's see this render mode in the future classes, in the upcoming classes. So this is about the applying patterns to the fill. I mean patterns to your landscaping. So basically, whatever the different pattern you can apply it for your landscaping, however you want, and just click on the choose landscape. You'll have a different types of landscaping. So basically, it will give you the different sets of pattern, however you want. So if you want a desert kind of patterns, you will have a different desert kind of patterns here. And if you want a grassy kind of pattern, just lower this. You'll have a grassy kind of patterns applied to your landscape. Or if you want a, like white rocks or something, just click on it. So you'll have those kind of patterns already applied in your landscape. Okay. I'm just going to keep it something like desert kind of thing only. No, I don't think this is nice. I think even this is also not nice. I'll just change it to yeah, I think this is fine. Okay, I'm just going to keep something like this. And now let's quickly go and see what is street map. So if you guys are using a unlicensed version, don't even just go and click on this, because it's going to directly take you to the Google server. And when they find you are using a trial version, or if you guys are using a cracked version, so they might like crash your system, or they might like file a case or something. So don't even try to go and click on this OpenStreetMap if you guys are using an unlicensed version. If you guys are using a trial version, just have a try of it, how it works. In India, we don't have a 3D mapping in our India. So basically in American countries, American streets, like in the Dubai, Abu Dhabi, they have created a 3D mapping for each and every streets. Like you can just go ahead and look into it. So just go to the Burj Khalifa Tower and see. So you just have the complete 3D model of the Burj Khalifa Tower, and all around the spaces around the tower, everything in the 3D models. So if you're just creating, if you're designing some building in that space, you can just get your model and place it there, and you can get the render. You don't need to set anything in your Lumion. Just go and get import your model in that place, and you can get a render of it. So in the Indian cities, they haven't created any 3D modeling, so 3D mapping in the Indian maps. So that's how this works. Basically, the street maps. So don't even go and click on it if you guys are using a trial version, basically the cracked version. And let's see the grass. So now I'm just going to click on the grass, and you guys can see this is just the paint. So whatever the texture we applied it here, this is just the paint. and there's no 3D grasses here. So if you guys want a grass to apply it on this part, just turn on your grass and go to the grass and turn on your grass. So you guys will be start seeing the grasses on your basically on your green patches. So here I have an option to increase the size of my grass and increase the height of my grass and also the wildness. So basically it's gonna give some random patches on my green patch. So by increasing this wildness, I'll just get the random patches of the grasses here and there on my landscaping. So I'm just going to reduce it completely. So it's gonna have a even fill of my grasses everywhere on the green part. I'll not get the green, grasses on the rock part. I'll just get it only in the greenery area. So wherever you make a green fill, green patches, just take your paint and apply here wherever you want a green patches. So even you will get a grass pattern on the top of green patches which you are making in the lumion. So just have a tray of this. Just go to the grass, switch on your grass, and switch it on and increase the grass sizes. You'll be getting something like this. So and some other things also we can add it for this grass which we added here. So that is we can add a rock to it, we can add a flowers to it. So basically we can add a hard landscaping and soft landscaping for this grasses. So I'm just going to click on this edit type, and here we have an option to add a hard landscaping and soft landscaping. So I'm just going to put a stone. So by adjusting the spread, so you guys can see I have added some stones here and there in the grass pattern. So basically on the grasses. So I'm going to reduce the spread. So I'm going to get it closer to each other. So all the I'll see too many rocks on my, so basically stones on my grass part. And if I increase the size, I'll increase the size of the rock, and also I can randomize the size of my rocks. If your randomize is 0, you will see all the rocks in the same size. So I'm randomizing the rock, so each rock will be in the different sizes. And if you want to add too many like many details to it, add, don't change this. So we added a stone here. Now we're going to add some more elements to this. Now I'm just going to add some soft landscaping, like some flowers or something here, or some leaves or something, and spread I'm just going to reduce it, and size I'm going to increase it. So here and there I'll be seeing some leaves. So and one more I'm going to add some flowers. So basically the plants, I'm going to reduce the spread and increase the size of it, and the size I'm going to randomize it. So guys, always remember this. So whatever the like it could be your like trees or plants or anything. If you're placing in the mass placement, if you're making it so many duplicates of the same thing, always make a random size for all your objects. Don't place all the duplicates in the basically all your object same object in the same size. You're not going to look realistic. So they adjust your randomized size to show like some like each object are in the each sizes. So we have updated this part. So we have switched on the grass and we applied stones and everything. Now let's go and check how's our render here. So we have already set the scenes and everything, right? Just click on the scene. Now okay, we haven't shown any the grass part. So even in the render, we'll be seeing those parts updated. Okay, let's quickly go and see about the objects. So any doubts in this, guys? Anyone? Okay. So let's see about the objects. We don't have any objects placed in our model. I mean, in our Lumion, so we will not get the option of materials. So we will not see any options to apply any materials here. The reason is we don't have any model in our Lumion. So let's see this material applying tomorrow in tomorrow's class. So let's see how to apply a objects. So basically, by to import any model from SketchUp also, we have to be in your objects only. So just go to the models. So here we have a different categories of objects. We can place it in the Lumion. So we have a trees, we have a car, we have a sounds. We can like when we do a 3D renders. I mean, when we do a 3D walkthrough, we can add a sound. So like when we are going in the 3D walkthrough, if we are crossing the car, so we can add a sound of car to it. So when we cross the car, we'll get the sound of the car when we pass through it. So these things and all you can add it in the object. So we can add a effect like a light effect and smoke effect. And so basically, I just go to the effect, and you can add a fountain to it. So basically, you'll add a fountain, and you can add some smoke effect, fog effect to it, and fires and leaves, and so many things you can do it in the objects. So, and we have also indoor objects. Basically, we have decorations, and it's nothing that you have to download and install and something and all. So we have everything already loaded in the Photoshop. You can just click on the object and you have to just place it wherever you want. So, so these are the categories we have under the objects. We have trees, cars, sound effects, lights, outdoor, and the humans, which basically people and the animals, and finally the indoor objects. So just select which category you're going to place it first. So please pay attention to this. So if you want to place any object, you have to select which category of the object you're going to place it. So if you want to place any trees, just click on the nature, and here is the option where you can select the different types of trees. Just click on this option. So here you will find a different types of trees. So basically you have to select which tree you're going to place it where. So now I clicked on the tree. Now I have to select where I'm going to place it. Now I'm just going to click on here, and wherever I want, I'm just going to click something like this to see, and I'm going to place it something like this. Sometimes when you go zoom out from your view, your some trees will get like disabled, your some trees will get hidden. The reason is in your settings your high quality tree editor is off. If your high quality tree editor is on, when you go away from your view also, you will be seeing all the trees when you zoom out also. So basically this will consume more of your graphic performance. So let's switch off this. And when you go away from your view, some trees you can't be seeing, you will not be seeing. The reason is your editor quality is less. So to try to hide some trees to increase your video performance. So I'm just going to place some trees, something like this. And you guys can ask me, why should I click every time? Why I should, click on, keep clicking on to get the trees. Is there any option to, place a mask placement? Yes, you have an option to make a mask placement. Basically, you need to create a path where you want to place the trees. So basically, you guys can see I can't place the trees at this place. I can't make a shape and I can't make a fill of trees inside. So you have to create a path where all you want to place the trees. So here you have an option for mask placement. So just look below your placement, place object, you have an option for mask placement. So basically with this mask placement, you have to create a path. Now I'm just going to click on the mask placement, and you can see a different option of placing a trees here. Now I'm going to click on this place and make a path where all you want to make a trees here. So I'm just going to click. So you can see I have options popped up here after making a path here. So basically with these options, I can increase the number of trees in the row, and I can make the different direction for the trees. I'm not making a random direction. Please pay attention to this. I'm not making a randomized direction. I'm just rotating all the trees in the same direction. You guys can pay attention to the this path. So you guys can see I'm rotating all the objects in the same direction. If you want to rotate in the randomized direction, here is the option. You can rotate your trees in the randomized direction. And also you can change your spacing around the line randomized way. So all the trees are placed in the equal intervals to each other, right? Now adjusting this, I can increase the different spaces. So basically I can give different spaces for different like different types of trees. And also I can also increase the randomized for the offset from the line. So my trees will, so basically this is a path and you will be having your trees offset in the different distance from your offset, from your path. Just try this out guys. Just take your and say OK to finish. Just take your mask placement, click and drag, you'll get a path like this, and then click it to finish. And so I have just applied one type of tree here. If you want to apply even more, like different types of trees in the same path, just click on the addition and the plus and add what all trees you want to add it. So you can add like so many types of trees, how many ever trees also you can add it in the line. So I have added 4 different types of trees in this mask placement. Now I can increase the number of items. So it doesn't, like increase only, do not show only one trees are getting increased in the numbers. All the trees will get randomized way. It will get different numbers will get increased. So basically I'll have all the combination of the trees in the different numbers and say okay to finish it. And also if you guys, you can ask me like I can't, like what if I have some different path here, so I can just create a one line shape only, right? In the creating a mask placement, what if you have a curve shape or something when you want to place it? So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a curve path. So to do the curve path, so guys pay attention to this, I'm going to make a curve path for the mask placement. So first point, clicking on the second point, you have to hold control. Hold your control, you will get the third point in the different direction. So I'm just going to hold the control and I'm going to select this place. So basically I'll get the path in this direction. So again, I'm going to hold the control and click at this place and hold the control, click, hold control and click. So I made my path in this direction. And if you guys feel you want to, create one more, like anchor point, you want to create one more object. And if you want to increase the smoothness for this, just put your cursor on this. So you'll be seeing some option for corner smoothness. Just increase it so you can make a proper curve for your shape. So if you want to make a curve for this, just put your cursor on this, hover it on your uh, control point. So you'll get a control smoothness, increase it, so you'll make a proper curve. So sometimes you'll get some red color option, something like this. Then if it comes like this, then it is like it's making a too deep curve. So don't allow your path to make some deep curve, something like this. Then it will be difficult for you to place your trees at that place. So when you increase the number of trees, there are going to be too many numbers, and your graphic quality won't work in that place properly. So don't try to get the red color. Try to fix it with your normal yellow color liner. So finish it and just go and see what you have done in the mask placements. So I'm just going to get one render something like this. Go to your photo render and set the view. As I told you, focal length should be more than 20 when you base render it. So I'm just going to set it something like this. And then click on render to finish it. So it's not compulsory that you have to store your view. After you just set your view, you can just click on the render photo. You will get the current shot, and you can just click on render and you can view the name and you can finish it. So I have the render here. So if you guys want to save this package to work for tomorrow's thing, just save, click on the file and just give some title and then finish it. So you don't need to, go to file, save as. It's not like a Photoshop, it's not like a SketchUp, it's not like a Revit. to save your files. If you just close your Lumion also, your file will get saved. But if you just want to create as a package, if you want to get this file and if you want to work it somewhere, then you have to probably go to your save as and you have to name something. So basically, you're going to create as a package. You can also create as a package and keep, or you can just close this file also. When you open your Lumion again, you will be seeing this file. I mean, you'll be seeing this as your recent file, and you can just open it and you can start working on it. But I would suggest you guys to create as a package file and keep. Sometimes your recent files will not come properly. So here I'm just going to set it as practice, and I'm going to save this. So tomorrow when we start with the Lumion, we can just go to the load scene and we can just click on this and we can start working on this file. So guys, any doubt? Anyone? Guys, anyone? Any doubts?
Sir, we have done the as a like a photo. We have done like a photo, right? So we can save it as a photo.
Photo.
Yeah,
We saved the renders, no?
yeah. I didn't understand how we can save the photo in another folder in computer.
Oh yeah, we can do it now. So where did I save? So new folder. So these are the renders I have done here. So these are the images. You can just copy it and paste wherever you want.
No, we saved from the software.
So just go to the Lumion and go to the render view and then set your so set the view first, however you want. And we have already built this in the build mode. Now
Yeah, we can select set photo 1, photo 2 later.
click on the render photos and set the shot. So give the quality, give the size of your render and just click. So save the name.
Okay.
You can change wherever the folder you want. So if I
Yeah,
want,
got it. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Got it.
you can change it wherever you want and click on it. You will get the render output.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Is there so any others? Any doubts? Okay. Okay, guys. Then everyone, see you everyone. Let's see tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll be seeing how to make groups and everything. So little few things about the creating objects and everything. We'll be seeing about the grouping and everything. And then let's quickly go and start with our importing object and applying a material to it. So don't miss out tomorrow's class. Tomorrow it's going to be really important. So yeah, okay, then see you everyone. Good night.
Good night, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Bye bye. Arvind Ram, are you there?
Yes.
Arvind,
Yes, sir.
Arvind Ram. Okay. So you asked how to apply water to channel or river like a path which bends a lot. So basically, you have to create a path, Arvind Ram. So you have to create a landscape in that shape and apply a water. So it will look like the water is flowing in the valley kind of thing. Are you getting it?
Getting it, but we created water in a square shape, right?
That's what. Wait,
Uh,
I'll just show you.